Okay, so here is my inbox. So let me talk about a couple of things. First, you got to clean it up. You got to get rid of all of your old email. So either archiving or deleting email before a previous date. If you're using Gmail, especially a work account, there's no reason why you can't just archive it. All archiving does is removes it from your inbox. It is still as easily accessible as it ever was. You just have to search for it. If you've labeled it and organize it, then you can find it. Honestly, I archive and then I use the search tool, where I'm going to show you how to adjust settings and then briefly how to create filters. And then all of this is talking about zero inbox. Now, you can do zero inbox with Outlook, with any other mail type. The process might be a little different. So what I would suggest you do is, if you're not using Gmail and you're like, oh, but I want to do this for Outlook. My husband does inbox zero with his email as well. Sorry, I'm checking the chat. Is everybody having issues with connection, or do we just have a couple? Hopefully it's not. My email looks good. I've gotten 20 emails. I think there was 429 registered. Okay, good. So we've got a couple people, just a few problems. All right, I'm going to keep going then. Getting rid of old email and then figuring out how to adjust it. There are so many different ways that you can organize your inbox. If zero inbox doesn't work for you, I highly suggest spending some time researching different methods. And you're like, seriously, you want me to research email? Guys, as soon as your inbox is organized, it is like a weight lifted off your shoulders, because you can find what you're looking for. You can set tasks and use it as reminders. It just makes life really easy. I promise, I promise, I promise. So the first thing is get rid of all old email. So what I like to do is, at the end of the day, I like to have no emails in my inbox. So you can already see, look, I've got 4 emails here and I have 8 emails here. I only have 12 emails in my inbox. That's it. How many emails do you have in your inbox? How many? Let me see. Let me see our numbers. How many? How many inbox? Your inbox makes me want to cry. How many emails do you have? 2, Amy. 54. 5, Brent. You already know how to do this then. 3,213. Whoa, Jessica, 10,000. Whew. Man, you guys are making my head spin. Seriously, say 400,000? I'm sinking. All right, let me show you. Let me show you. Yikes, that's a lot. Okay, so the first step is to get rid of all the old stuff. So the way that you do that here is you say before, and then type in your date. What is your before date? Do you think you need anything? And remember, we're not deleting anything. We're just removing it from our inbox. And I have detailed slides going through this process in the slide deck that you can walk through step by step. But we're going to do like kind of a high level thing here. So pick your date. Is it the start of the school year? Is it December? Honestly, the world stopped for me on March 13th, which was when they announced that we were going to be remote learning and doing all of this from home. So I feel like anything before then doesn't count. But probably, honestly, for me, I would pick the first of the year. Even maybe if I was still in the classroom and working for a school, maybe I would start, a couple days before the first day of school. So pick your date, whatever it is. So it could be 2019, June 1, and you do have to type it in that way, year, month, and date. So pick your date, pick your year. Once you do that, press enter, and it's going to search for all of your mail. Now, all of my mail's here, but you'll notice it doesn't say inbox. So all of this mail for me has already been archived, but I want to make sure that we walk through the process for you. So what I'm going to do is, once you have that searched and you press enter and all that mail shows up, you're going to select, and then you're going to select all conversations that match that search. So all of them. And then you're going to hit this archive button right here. So search your before date, select all conversations that match that search, archive. You're going to go through those 3 steps. And actually, you know what? I can do this with my daughter's account because she's got some old mail. So let me pull hers up and you'll actually get to see it. So she's got, she has a bunch of like social, like, because we have an Instagram account, or we have something in her name. You know what? I think we finally cleaned it all up. Oh, I must have cleaned it all up because I don't see it in here anymore. So, but I can do that. I can do that for her too. So we'll say before 2019, 12, 30. Oh, look at that. We must have deleted stuff. I think my husband got in here. I must have cleaned it up for her. Let's see what I say. Can you only do this page by page? No. So that's what I was showing you right there. So when we do, so clear selection. So first we select the whole page. And then we have to select, see how it says all 20 conversations have been selected? You hit this button right here. It's going to select every conversation that matches. For some of you, it might be thousands. So select all conversations and then hit archive. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes it'll say like this will affect 10,000 conversations. After you hit OK, it's going to take a hot second for all of those to archive. So if it doesn't happen instantly, just give it a second. I promise you, it will eventually get rid of all of those old emails. So once you do that, you're going to hit OK, and then it's going to archive all of those old emails. So search, select everything on the page, and then hit select all conversations that match this search. That's going to select everything that matches. And see, it says loading. It's going to take a hot minute because it's processing all of those old emails. And then you're going to see these numbers magically drop on your inbox. We're just going to let that load in the background. So hopefully you guys are working through that. Geez Louise, 1,200 emails since school started. That is crazy, Amy. It'll still work in Safari because this is based on what you can do in Gmail. So it should still work. Let's see. So Ashley, great question. How do you access archive? All that archive does is it removes it from the inbox. So Gmail works in a series of labels. Every single box in Gmail is a label. So inbox is its own label. If I really want to go to all mail, I have this option right here for all mail. If you don't see it here, it's possible that it's under more. So I have quite a few labels. So your all mail might be stuck down here in, more. For me, it's right here. So when I go to all mail, this is everything. This is all my archived mail and all my inbox mail. So you can see the difference between this mail right here that has been archived. See how it doesn't say inbox, but this one does. So this is everything. Now, if I'm really looking for something, I am not going to go digging for all mail. I'm going to look for it here. So let's say I'm looking for an email that Lauren sent me. Then I can look it up by Lauren's name, and it's going to show me every single email that's from Lauren. And I even have a label for Lauren. So her stuff pops up with that label. Yes, Albert, that is 100% something that you can do. It's possible for email to immediately go to different labels instead of the inbox. So in here, because I don't know if we're going to have time to get to that, we talk about labels. So right here, when you create a label, you can actually create a filter, and the filter right here. So sorry, there we go. The filter, and then you can create a function with the filter. How do you put folders on the side? Those are labels. So those aren't well, they are filters. They're a form of a label. So you guys see how I have some labels going here. So the way that you do that, the easiest way, I'm going to refresh to see if I can get rid of that loading. Shouldn't have had to do anything because all my stuff is already archived. So if I want to create a label for something, the easiest way is just to select the email, and then I can go up here to labels. I might have some labels. Some of you have labels that you created and you totally forgot that you have. I have a bunch of labels. I actually cleaned them up a little bit the other day because they were getting a little crazy. So I can attach the label that goes to this email, and I'm actually done with this email. So I'm going to go ahead and archive it because that was a task item and it's all finished. So this one, and that's another thing. So when talking about, yeah, unsubscribe. Yes, you'll have access to the presentation and the recording. Once you create a label, then you can go over here to this side and you can actually change the label color and make it different. So I work, like I said, I work with inbox 0. So here's the thing. When I'm done with an email, when I'm done with a task, so like this one right here about ambassador emails, I'm done with that. I'm also done with this email here and anything else. I'm done with this and this. So all of these emails, I'm finished. I don't have any task or items, follow-up items that I need to do. I don't need to respond. I am done. I don't typically delete email because they don't take up space. So once I'm finished with an email, I archive it. So my goal is to get to 0 emails in my inbox. And then I'm done for the day, or I have work for tomorrow because I can't always get through with everything in one day. So why archive and not delete? Jen, when you're using Gmail, you have, especially for an EDU account, you have unlimited space. So if an email doesn't have an attachment to it, it doesn't take up any space anyways. If you know 110% you're never going to need it again, like if it's a marketing email or if it's like an informational thing, you don't need to respond back to it or you don't need access to it, you can certainly delete it. And sometimes I do delete like spammy stuff, but for the most part, I just archive it. Sometimes I'm like, dang it, I wish I had kept that email because it has whatever on it. And you can do that with Gmail because you're not going to run out of space, where a lot of times when you have like Microsoft-based email for schools, especially, you run out of space really quickly. And so the only way to get space is to delete stuff. So that's why I choose to archive. Like this one right here, this EdTech Teen via Crowdcast. I don't need this email anymore because I have access to that in another email, so I can delete that one. So now I'm down to 6 emails. So yeah, 0, dude. Inbox 0 makes me so happy. So let's talk about the emails that I have left, because that's the next thing. You're going to get to a point where you're like, okay, great. I have these emails. Yes, I can. Maybe, I don't know if I can we can stay late. I know we said we would go till 2:30. I can show you canned responses for sure. That is one of my favorite things they're actually called templates now, but I can definitely show you those. So let's do this. Let me show you really quickly how to, searching with date is not working. Make sure that you've got your formatting correctly. So it's before : no spaces, and then type your date and make sure it's year, month, day. So try that. Mine pulls up but won't archive. You know, it may look like it's not archived. So if I search before this date and I have all this mail, it looks like it's still there. Well, that's because I searched for it. You won't know if it's archived or not until you go back to inbox. So go back to inbox and see if it really is gone. Okay, so let me show you what do you do for the extra mail that you can't archive yet? Like, I still have stuff I need to do with this. So for example, these 2 emails I need to get back to. Actually, this one, I'm done with that one, so I can get rid of that one. This one here, I need to do something and I haven't done it yet. So I am going to click this one and this one. I'm not going to be able to get to these until like later today. So I'm going to hit this button right up here. You guys see this clock? That's a snooze button. This specifically works with Gmail and it is the best thing ever. So actually, I'm going to do two different things. This one, I'm going to snooze this for tomorrow. So it's going to come back to my inbox at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And then this one, I actually need to do something. I need to create a video for him, and I haven't done it yet. So this one I'm going to select, and then I'm going to hit the three dots right here that say more. And I'm going to, is it not on there? There's a couple things here. I can add to task, or if I open up the email and select the three dots after I've opened it, I can create an event from an email. And then this is a little tricky because I'm going to actually delete all these people because none of these people need to be on there. And I'm just going to say create video for school. And I'm going to schedule that for myself tomorrow morning at from 8:30 to 9:30. Save. So now on my calendar, oh, look, I'm going to have to move that because I've got a webinar at 9. So I'm going to move that up a little bit. And so tomorrow morning, I have it on, you know what, we're going to change this to Friday because there's no way I'm going to get to that tomorrow. So on Thursday or on Friday, I have set aside time to work on that specific email. Sometimes we just need a couple minutes to process an email. And sometimes, y'all, we need a lot more time. So now I'm going to snooze this until Friday. So pick a time, Friday, 8 a.m., save. So not only is it blocked off on my calendar, but I also have snoozed the email to come back to me on Friday. So little things like that. And you might subscribe to one of these ideas and not all of them, and that's fine too. So here, this one, I've got to keep that one in there because I'm still working through these two emails here. I think, I can't remember. I won't even open that because I don't want to see what it is. But even that right there has helped a ton.